Three. Welcome back to another episode of the Across the River podcast. Apologies for not getting to you guys last week and the late post from the week before. We've been just a bit busy. I'll take blame for that. I didn't turn on my light. My light is on now. But here we are, ready to talk about the very action-packed filled week that we've had in sports, where not only have we seen action in the MLB playoffs, we've seen NFL action that we haven't talked about. The New York Knicks made a trade that we will definitely talk about. Trade talks about Devontae Adams every in the Across the River podcast this episode. But let's kick it off with the elephant in the room, which is the New York Knicks.
Is it an elephant in the room, though?
It's a shared.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
It's a shared team of ours. Very rare for a New York-based podcast to have a shared team.
And
everyone loves.
You're delusional.
I'm delusional
about it. Yes.
All right, go ahead. Lead the way. You know what? I was introing. Lead the way. Tell me why I'm wrong.
No, because I'm just like so flabbergasted. Flabbergasted, yes.
That's my word.
You think this is a bad trade?
All right, so give the details of the trade right now.
So, you want the whole trade, like whole trade? We'll go with
whole trade. Yeah.
Okay. So the Knicks got Karl Anthony Towns, and then they also received. Here we go. They received James Najee from the Hornets. Then the Timberwolves got Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, Keita Bates-Diop, and then a future first-round pick from the Knicks, but it's the Pistons pick, and I'm pretty sure that pick is lottery protected. So, that's a 99.9% chance of going back to the Pistons. And then the Hornets the Hornets won the trade, to be honest. They got Charlie Brown, Daquan Jeffries, Dwayne Washington Jr., 2 future second-round picks via the Knicks, a 2025 second-round pick via the Timberwolves, and then cash considerations.
I'll miss Daquan Jeffries for sure.
I'll be missing no Snoopy this year with Charlie Brown.
So before we get to the meat and potatoes of the argument that we're about to have, let's all say what we think. All say what we think of the trade.
Nobody cares about what the Hornets got. Besides, obviously Daquan Jeffries, yes, but they lost it. That's not in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Knicks won the trade easily. Look, okay, Dante was good last year, yes, but Cat is a top 5 player at his position when healthy. He had his best year under Tom Thibodeau. So, what is to hate? The Knicks needed a center, got a good center, and he could shoot the ball. Pick and pops are gonna go crazy. And then Randall, I'm a Randall fan. Sad to see him go. He built this all for us, so I appreciate that from him.
All right, Jacob, you go before I just pick this apart piece by piece.
I just want to ask a few questions. So the Nova Knicks, when you traded for Bridges, that was the Nova Knicks were built to be the starting 4. Am I correct about that? 4 Nova guys and then a 5th guy.
No.
That's what I had envisioned.
That's what it should be.
That's what I had envisioned, but I don't think
that would have been horrible spacing. That would have been horrible spacing.
In my opinion, that's what it should have been. Now, the reason I don't like this trade is because, yes, I know Randall, they were going to get rid of him eventually. They did get a great center back, but the thing is, Dante just came off probably the best year in his career, and you're going to give up on him like that.
It's not giving up on him. It's called getting.
Yeah, I get it's a part of the business
when value is high.
I get it was part of the business, but I know that his value is at his peak right now. But the Knicks, he probably, I wouldn't say saved the Knicks, but I know Brunson, yeah. But Dante was a huge part in that playoff run. And the fact you let him go after 1 season is just something I didn't like. But I love Cat. I love that they brought him in. But I feel like there definitely could have been another option, another way they could have went to grab another big man.
All right. So I just want to hear what you guys have to say about what were the pitfalls of the playoff run last year. Why did the Knicks not go far? Why did they lose to Indiana?
Yeah, that's what I was
Injuries,
right? So that's what you're going to say, injuries. Yeah,
I'd also argue.
No, I agree with you. It is injuries. But
I'd also argue, okay, if the Knicks were healthy last year, right, and then the Sixers were full healthy, I think that could have been a different story.
I think the Knicks were healthy against us. They were.
Embiid was not fully healthy.
Bro, who cares about Embiid? Sorry,
but
no, it goes to the point. You need I love Mitchell Robinson, right? But you need that star center. I think Mitchell Robinson is definitely going to be great for us. I think he can win Sixth Man of the Year, to be honest.
So I think
But that's
Mitchell
a different
Robinson's
argument.
not even going to be on the team by the start of the season based on the way things are going.
Sixth
But
man.
but
Yeah.
here's where I conclude with this is injuries were the reason we lost, right? We just built the best bench in the at least the Eastern Conference, and we shipped it away because we weren't patient enough to wait for Mitch to get healthy. And I know Karl Anthony Towns is a better bat. At the start, when the trade happened, I said that Julius Randle and Karl Anthony Towns are pretty much equivalents in basketball, and that was wrong. I would say Karl Anthony Towns is better than Julius Randle, not by that much, but he is better. But you do all that. You build the bench with Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride. Mitch Robinson would have been on the bench with Julius Randle in at small ball. But now you literally just have Deuce McBride and when Mitch is there, Mitch, if they keep him. So you have a weaker bench than now the Celtics.
TJ Warren also. TJ Warren.
TJ Warren.
Yeah, double Warren was crazy.
Yo, this is not the bubble though.
All right. But so you look at all this and you have a weaker lineup than the Celtics and you have a weaker bench than the Celtics. And what are you even competing for? You're competing to be better than the Celtics in this NBA right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Knicks will beat the Celtics.
No, they can't. They can't.
Yes, they can. Yes,
Bro,
they can.
You call me crazy. Hold on. Gans called me crazy for thinking if the Knicks were healthy
last season,
Pacers, that they would have beaten the Celtics. I thought
they would not have beat the Celtics. I
thought they had a chance.
But there was no chance.
Now the Knicks. You could say the Knicks got worse after this trade, and you're saying they have a chance to beat the Celtics.
So what I would say is they did get worse after this trade because Julius Randle and Cat is not equal, but it's pretty similar. DiVincenzo was on his day at 30-point score. Like you have to like realize what you lose on the bench as well as what you lose in the lineup because Randle's not a short loss at all. That's a huge.
But you're getting Cat back.
Of course you're getting Cat back. That's the trade. But Karl Anthony Towns also not as good defensively. It takes away from the Knicks' identity, which has been.
What are you saying? Randle was good at defense?
I'm saying Randle and Mitch is a better defensive duo than whoever they're going to have at the 4, which I'm going to imagine is now going to be
OG,
Mikal Bridges, or Josh Hart, or OG. One of those.
I think Hart's the 3. I say Hart's the 3.
OG.
But the matter of the fact now is we don't know. There's no solidified positions on this team.
Okay, and there wasn't before.
Yes, there were.
No, there weren't.
There very clearly was.
Dylan, we went over this at camp. And
I know, and I can see
only flop I would see in the Knicks last year was OG and Hart. That's the only flop I would see.
But I conceded to that, and I said, you know what? Mikal Bridges can play at the shooting guard because because
it still would have been who are you putting on the bench?
Who am I putting on the bench? Dante
Hart,
DiVincenzo,
right?
Josh Hart, Miles McBride. They're like
so you are okay. Yes, but you have to. The Knicks needed one more piece. They needed it.
And you just gave away 2 pieces.
You gave away 2 pieces.
That's fine. That's fine.
No, it's not. It's just not fine.
Bro, this is like
Dante DiVincenzo is just mainly a shooter. Okay? Look, he's done this with multiple teams. He can shoot the ball. Miles McBride, he can shoot the ball. He was doing it in the playoffs. Campaign, he brings good defense to the team.
Are you really saying Campaign is a
adequate
replacement?
Did those words come out of my mouth? Did those words come out of my mouth?
That's what you were making that argument.
I was not making that argument.
You were okay.
I was not making that argument.
Finish then.
Okay. Campaign is a good defensive addition. As he played well against us.
You know what? The only thing Campaign's gonna bring is the on my mamas to the Knicks.
And the annoying shooting form.
That's the only exactly. That's the
at
only
least it goes in. Like, bro, if it goes in, that's all that matters.
He'll get us our one on my mama for the season, and that's it.
Okay. So
I think we're going to trade Jericho Sims. We'll trade him for a guard. Get another guard.
Why are we making these trades 2 months, like less than 2 months before
I'm not saying now. I'm saying at the deadline. I like this trade though for Cat. I'm glad the Knicks did it. I think it's a great acquisition. And I think the Knicks are the 3rd best team in the NBA right now.
We're 19 days away from the season starting.
Here's where I just don't understand the direction you're going in because the Mikal Bridges trade was without a doubt to beat the Celtics, right? We can all agree on that. That was a trade to beat the Celtics, just purely based on spacing, right?
Yeah.
So you get Mikal Bridges, and you still have that hard-headed mentality where you're still a Thibs defensive team that's supposed to be beating teams when you're not even scoring 100. And now you bring in a 5, and Karl Anthony Towns is a great scoring 5. But defensively, he is not that good. And we can all agree on that, right? What are you shaking your head at? No, he's not.
He can play defense.
He can play defense is not the same as he's a good defensive 5.
Am I allowed to also say that he could bring 3-point shooting to the team just a bit?
Yes, of course you're allowed to say that. And it's true. It's true. But at the end of the day,
a little bit sorry.
I mean, he still averages a whole block and a steal per game.
Congratulations on the block and the steal. Congratulations. The thing I want to say, yes, we got a great big man and he can shoot threes, but you gave away Randall, who could also be a great 4 and shoot threes also, as well as Dante.
Okay, I need to say something here. Okay.
All right, let me hear it.
The fans, I'm a Knicks fan, and the fans are so annoying because they're complaining always. Trade Randall, trade Randall, trade Randall. Okay?
I agree with that. I never wanted to trade Randall, but
Knicks, I didn't want to trade Randall either. Knicks trade Randall. They're like, why did we trade Randall?
They probably wanted him to be in a different.
It's like, what do you want? Do you want them to keep Randall or trade Randall? Like, you have to pick one or the other.
No, I agree, and that is annoying.
It's
but
so annoying.
It is besides the point, though. I never wanted to trade Randall.
No, it's besides the point 100%.
Intelligent basketball fans, and I'm not saying you're not an intelligent basketball fan, because I do think you have some semblance of knowing what you're talking about in this trade. Like, I
got the most ball knowledge here for basketball.
All right, that's cap.
And I would put money on it.
Relax.
I would put money on it.
There's something there in what you're trying to say, in that, yes, Karl Anthony Towns is a piece. And I would enjoy this trade a lot more if the piece was better than Karl Anthony Towns. That's what I'll say. Because Karl Anthony Towns, sure, he's an upgrade to our center position, but he's not better than the package deal of DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. Right? Do we agree with that? Just purely based on player value. He's not better.
Depending on what cat we get. Let me say that.
But that's a huge thing to depend on.
Because in his best season ever,
how long ago? How long ago?
It was under Tibbs. So
yeah, how long ago?
And we're not going to act like in 2021. In the 2021 season, Cat didn't average 24 points per game.
But Julius Randle's been 30 in the
playoffs.
Yeah,
Dante averaged 30 in the playoffs.
Here's where I'm upset though. Here's where I'm upset. I'm upset because you're risking your defensive. You're risking how good you are defensively by inserting Karl Anthony Towns in at center and having him play probably up to 35 to 40 minutes a game based on the way Tibbs runs his lineups. You're risking more players getting injured because you got rid of your bench rotation to get Karl Anthony Towns.
They still had bench people. They got rid of one bench. No.
But their bench players are worse.
Getting rid of their bench rotation. Dog, you got rid of one player. Don't act like that was the whole rotation.
You get rid of Dante DiVincenzo, and all of a sudden, Josh Hart's minutes go back up to 48.
They were going to be at 48 no matter what. And
they were not. Yes, he wasn't going to start. He wasn't going to start. What are you talking about?
He would still be playing 48 minutes a game in some games. Against the Celtics, he'd 100% be playing 48 minutes a game.
No, he wouldn't. There's no world.
Yes, he would.
He would not start. Find the lineup that Josh Hart fits into on the old team. Find it.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Okay, to start the season.
Yep, go ahead.
Mitch is hurt. Mitch is out.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to get Brunson at the 1.
Yep.
Bridges at the 2.
Yep.
Hart at the 3. OG at the 4. Randall at the 5. Bang. Piece of cake.
Dante DiVincenzo is a better basketball player.
I don't care if he's a better basketball player or not.
No. And you're telling me that he would have played 48 minutes. You just
said I have Dante in that lineup.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Dante off the bench there because of the impact he can off the bench.
So here's Josh Hart. And I'm sorry, I am cutting you off. Josh Hart.
Don't disrespect Josh Hart before.
No, I'm not. I love Josh Hart. He's one of my favorite basketball players.
Josh Hart, come on the podcast.
That was the worst promo I've ever seen.
Hop on.
Josh Hart, one of my favorite basketball players. Can you imagine his energy if he was playing 16 minutes a game compared to him playing the full game? How much of a bench splash that makes? I
feel like I don't know. I think he brings more playing the whole game.
No, I don't think that's true though, because he got injured at the end of the year, and Brunson got injured at the end of the year because he was playing a lot of time.
No, that was not.
And,
That was his wrist. Okay, that was a dirty play.
but the point being, Mitch Robinson got hurt because he was playing so much.
But Mitch was getting
Randall got hurt. Everyone is going to have to play so much, and if you don't have a star bench player like Dante DiVincenzo to come in, which he was going to be a bench player, but he would have been a star bench player. And instead you replace him with a guy, Campaign or
it's not bad.
TJ Warren.
These guys are not going to be able to compete with the best benches in the league, let alone teams that are playing.
The Celtics bench is not that deep.
But it's way better than the Knicks bench now. It's way better. It's not even close.
But because
the Knicks had that advantage.
Moves, bro.
The Knicks had that advantage. But I'm saying
the Knicks made one move and that's it, bro.
I'm saying I don't like the move now.
I think so many people have an emotional attachment to Dante DiVincenzo, which is why
I don't care about Dante
I'm not talking about you
as a player. I'm saying Julius Randle and Dante as a package is better than Cat. And then you lose the bench. And then you lose the defense. And then you have the injury problems. And then you lose the Nova Knicks. You lose everything you've been building since 2019. It's just worse.
Who cares about the Nova Knicks, bro?
Worse.
I can give two. I don't care about the Nova Knicks. Who cares about the Nova Knicks, bro? Who cares?
The vibes in the building were immaculate.
They were immaculate, bro. I do not care. The vibes are always
the way that teams win championships is the power of friendship, bro.
Bro, Jacob, this ain't
power of friendship.
Do you think the Miami Heat? Do you think the Miami Heat would have made the NBA championship 2 seasons ago if those players didn't have an incredible bond with each other?
Incredible bond?
No, they wouldn't, though.
Jimmy Butler does not have an incredible bond with people. He's Jimmy Butler.
You're saying Caleb Martin or whichever Martin it was, is an NBA championship level player? That team was bad.
Okay,
and it worked because they had a system that they'd been working for years.
For so many people, Dylan, don't even try. I can be like, yo, Luke Cornett, NBA
did he start? Did he start? No, he didn't start.
He played.
He didn't start. No, but I'm telling you,
what's your point?
The Miami Heat,
in a blowout.
The Miami Heat. In 2022, when they made it to the NBA Finals and got walked all over by Denver, were not a roster ready to be there. They did it because they had a coach who had made this team work over the course of 5 seasons.
Well, that's one of the best coaches of all time.
And Tom Thibodeau has been working. He's been working this team to be in the exact spot that they're in going into this season. No. Julius Randle in 2019 restarted every. All right, you know what? I've been cutting you off, so I will let you cut me off. That's fair. But the way that they've been building this since 2019 to what it is, this was the end product. That Mikal Bridges and then OG Anunoby and then Julius Randle and then at the 5, a healthy Mitchell Robinson is perfect for the way Tibbs wants to play basketball, which is gritty, hard defense, not letting the other teams dominate them on the wings, and then winning in low-scoring games. And you bring in Karl Anthony Towns, you screw up the spacing. It's better offensively, sure, but defensively, it's just not the same. You ruin something that you've been building for so long, and you're going to tell me the vibes don't matter. The vibes are so important.
The vibes don't matter, okay?
Bro, the Nova Knicks is why the fans like the
Nova
fans
Knicks.
love the
Bro,
team
I don't
more,
care
bro.
about the Nova Knicks, man. The Knicks, they needed something else. It hasn't been working, okay? I'm a huge believer in Randall, but I think for him and the team, his timeline was coming to an end. I think just the way it was, I don't think the systems were meshing to the full maximum ability that we needed them to at that time. So I think it was a business decision.
I have a question. If Robinson's hurt and you didn't make this trade, who are you putting at the 5?
So you're gonna put
Julius Randle.
Jules in small ball for the 20 games that you're gonna have him out. But that's what made me so upset is that this was a problem that they had, the no center problem that they just needed to be a little bit patient with. They didn't need to rush into this. Mm-hmm. They could have lost 12 of their first 20 regular season games, and they would have been fine when Mitch gets back and gotten a playoff spot and been able to play for their spot in the NBA championship, battled with the Celtics. Now, I'm not saying we would have been better than the Celtics. The Celtics are going to be the best team in the NBA again this season because they just have the wizard who works everything out. But You ruin your chance at playing your own brand of basketball to try to be a Celtics copycat and space the floor the way they do, get a shooting five, and you deplete the bench. You're not going to be able to do it better than the team who does it. The way you beat a dynasty, and I'm not saying the Celtics are that yet, but they're trying to build that. The way you beat them is by forming your own brand and trying to beat them the way you know how to, not by trying to copy them and play their own style of ball. That's never worked. Do you think the Warriors just played the same ball that the Heat played in 2012? No, they formed their own thing. They shot threes at the most efficient rate you'll ever see. You think that the 2021 Denver Nuggets or 2022 Denver Nuggets are playing the same style of basketball as the Boston Celtics are now? No.
Look, Dylan, let me stop you though quickly. Let me stop you quickly. Last season in the playoffs, Cat and the Timberwolves made a great run.
Oh God!
Don't act like they didn't.
I'm not saying they did, but nowhere we're bringing the Timberwolves team into this.
Because you're not like.
No, I'll give you a grace period. Go ahead.
They beat the Nuggets.
Yep.
Which you're beating debatably the best center in basketball currently.
Okay.
In Jokic. So if he's able to do that and help them defeat that, who's to say that he can't help the Knicks?
So here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say to that. What's the difference between Karl Anthony Towns there and Karl Anthony Towns here? Rudy Gobert is the best defensive center in the NBA. The New York Knicks do not have Rudy Gobert.
He's also the reason the NBA shut down. Okay.
Oh God!
No way. Okay.
You are the worst.
Ain't nobody a Rudy Gobert.
The worst
listen, that's not the point I'm trying to make though. Karl Anthony Towns did not play center against Nikola Jokic.
Let me cook. Okay. Cat was going from being the second option. He was the second option on the T-Wolves. Yes.
Yep.
So what is he here now? What do you say? What do you think?
I would say he's the second option here still.
The second, you're over Mikal.
Yeah, I would say he's the second option here. But Jacob? I thought Randall was too.
For what? Right. What were you saying? I got lost because of how many different stupid shit we said. So
is Cat the second scoring option in New York? I would say yes.
I would say yeah.
I would say no.
So how is it a good trade?
Because
what are you talking about?
Okay, I think Mikal
this is like the only argument you have, and now you don't.
It's a good argument. I'm about to make a good argument. Because he has less pressure on him here in New York, meaning he'll be able to do more.
Remember, when you bring up this argument, and again, Rudy Gobert was the starting center in Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns was not a center for the portion of time that Gobert was there. He hasn't played as a normal five in a starting lineup against a star center. If your argument is you need to shut down a guy like Joel Embiid or a guy like Kristaps Porzingis, I'll tell you, Karl Anthony Towns is not your guy. Mitch Robinson has a better chance of doing that. You just need to be patient. That's the problem.
You could play Mitch Robinson.
So why are you making the trade then?
You can play Mitch Robinson and Cat if you want.
So who's gonna wait? So wait, now you
can go big ball if you want. You can go big ball.
But then why would you make the trade if you're not even gonna commit to having Karl Anthony Towns? You traded away two really good players.
Do not say you have a center off the bench because we did this.
Like it's just not.
I mean, you already had a center off the bench no matter what.
It's just not a good business. It lets you
have rotating centers. It is a good deal.
It's really just
Randall's injury has been injury prone in the past couple seasons. I'm a huge Randall. Okay.
No, that's fair. I do agree with you. Randall is injury prone. You know what else causes injuries? Not having a rotation.
Okay, and there wasn't one before, fam. Did we have one this past season? Did the Knicks have one this past season?
Let me run you through what the bench would have been. Let me run you through. It would have been Deuce McBride, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Precious Achiuwa. That's a good rotation. Now you want to know who it is? It's Deuce McBride and Precious Achiuwa.
We gonna act like Cam Payne and Landry Shamet don't exist?
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna act like Cam Payne and Landry Shamet don't exist.
The Knicks can sign Derrick Rose. We can get him out of retirement.
Listen. I'm here trying to have an intelligent basketball conversation with you, and you're bringing up Derrick Rose coming out of retirement.
We're going to act like Tyler Kolek coming off the bench.
Tyler Kolek will be in Westchester all season.
He dishes that ball. It's like he's serving me up a plate of spaghetti, okay? Yes, exactly. Let me get some Parmesan on that. The Knicks are winning the championship. On to baseball.
All right, let's talk baseball because, all right, first of all, I don't care what side of the table you're on with Karl Anthony Towns' trade. I killed you in that debate, and
No,
you
I
went
won.
off topic so many times
Let me get some
that.
Parmesan on that one.
All right, Jacob, lead the baseball discussion.
Now, wild card rounds are just wrapping up. We got the Mets tonight, also known as the Brewers, moving on tonight. And let's
All right,
get the
relax.
let's get.
Relax with that, Matt.
Yeah, I'm
Relax with
not gonna
that,
relax with that. The Brewers are gonna win tonight. But
Mr.
anyways,
Hater.
we got
God,
some
bro,
early
I'm gonna call
shocker.
JJ Seglio on you.
Yeah,
You don't want to
Nobody
mess with
knows who
Tone.
that
You don't want to
is.
mess. You don't want
everyone,
to mess with Tone.
you can never go into a battle alone. That just proves.
You don't
This
want to mess
proves
with
it.
Tone. You don't want to mess with Tone.
All right, we do
Who?
not need to bring his family into this. But anyways, we got some early round shockers. The Orioles go down in a 2-game sweep. They got swept by the Royals, and also the Astros getting
Sorry,
swept by the
Effie.
Tigers. Some might say this is the year of the AL Central. A year ago, that division was the easiest division to win in baseball, and now it potentially is the best division in baseball. What's your reactions to that?
I'm
No trash
just
cans.
I'm just confused and surprised at how the Royals and the Tigers got this good. Because the Tigers shipped off everyone at the deadline.
What do you mean? They Javi Baez. Come on now. MLB go.
Yo,
Best. Best plate
Maybe
discipline in
I'm
the
just in a different state of mind right now than I usually am on these episodes. But you've come in with a couple of statements that has just made me quiet.
What do you mean? He has the best plate discipline in the MLB. In the MLB, it's like me and MLB the show. Come on now.
ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry that we did not post last week and we came back to this.
But
We are very
anyway,
sorry.
the Tigers let people go at the deadline. The Royals were not expected to be as good as they
Yeah.
are at the start of the
Surprising.
season. It's just surprising. And both of those teams are in their sweeps. And Baltimore, I expected to go in and sweep the Royals, but
I
it just
expected that also, and I expected the Astros to sweep also.
yeah. I saw the Tigers taking one with momentum,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that's what I assumed. I assumed after Schoolball did his thing, I did not expect the Tigers to do anything else because honestly, he's like
So good.
he's they're honestly their savior in my opinion.
yeah. But let's talk National League and the Mets though, because the
Well,
Mets
first the
just dropped.
Padres.
Well,
Since they're done.
sure. We'll talk
Sure,
about the
sure.
Padres
The
first.
Padres swept the Braves. All right, now to the
Okay, look,
Mets.
I'm trying to push the Mets back as far as I can. Okay, I don't want to deal with
No,
it right now.
so here's where I come in with the Mets, and they tied the game up yesterday. They had their chance, and they gave up the bomb at the end of the game, lost in Milwaukee. I don't see how you can take the momentum Milwaukee has from that and win, especially with the amount of games you've played in such a short amount of time. I just don't see it in their future. I've got Milwaukee winning today.
Yeah,
Dang.
especially the Quintana on the mound and Mets.
We're gonna
Mets
act like
fans.
Quintana though didn't have 9 strikeouts the last time he faced
But
the
we're
Brewers.
also not going to act like Quintana was the guy that every time he popped up as a starter, you guys were like, all right, we lost this game. Let's move on to the next.
Okay, well now it's a different scenario.
Oh, now
We're
the
winning this
switch
game.
up. Here's the switch up.
We're winning this game, but let's move on to
Listen,
Saturday.
I'll say though, I really do hope that the New York Mets win this game because the fans deserve it. They do
Thank
deserve
you.
it. That
I
being
appreciate
said,
that.
I just don't think it's. I mean, it's a game of baseball. At the end of the day, anyone can win. It's very volatile,
So true.
very open. But if I had to make my pick of one wild card game over the course of this entire segment, this one game 3 is the easiest to predict for me because the Mets have played.
Really?
Yeah, they've played now 4 games.
I would disagree.
They've played 4 games in 3 days, and they are just not. They don't have the momentum to do it. They had a great win 2 days ago. Yesterday, they had their chance. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
That's fair. I think the freest game though was definitely Braves Padres game 1, in my opinion.
That's fair. But Schwellenbach was still pitching.
He wasn't pitch. No, he didn't pitch game 1. I don't even know who pitched game 1. It was
I
like
thought
AJ,
he pitched game 1.
It was like
no,
AJ Smith.
It was Smith
something.
Short.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, no offense to that person, but
Give me Ollie Galkin on the mound.
yo, give me Owen Heffron on the mound.
He pitches.
The order to come down to one person. Met fans may not be the hugest fan of him lately. I think he's due for a homer. I think he's going to hit 2 tonight. Pete Alonso. I think he'll change the whole series tonight.
All right. Well,
you know who? Honestly, I'm gonna quickly say this: the man that's gonna hit the home run that's gonna sink the Mets ship is that dude leading off, Jackson Churio. He's him. Moving on.
For this episode of the Across the River
Devontae?
podcast, We'll save that for another time once it happens, I think. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Across the River podcast. I'm Dylan Shallum here with Jacob Kaplan and Ben Gans. If you stayed this whole time, you're a maniac because
Comment below.
We are crazy, and I appreciate
Gans knows no basketball.
No, do not comment that. Do not comment that.
Yeah, actually, you know what? If you stayed the whole time, comment
below.
Knows no basketball.
Comment below Tyson Pumachan.
Comment below that Gans knows no basketball.
Nope.
That's going to do it for this episode of the Across the River podcast.
Basketball.
I'm really excited to bring this one out. We're going to get this on our other platforms on Instagram, TikTok. We're gonna
follow the Insta and TikTok.
Yeah, we'll try to get some clips out to you. Again, if you watch this whole video, comment Gans does not
Dylan does not know ball. Yes, I agree, Dylan. Dylan does not know ball.
Gans doesn't know ball.